All right, guys, it's time for the weekly video update. I hope these are working for you, giving you quick snippets of information and training for different positions in your Sunday school class. So today, very briefly, I'm going to attack one that is common in some classes, not common in others, and that's the communication and care group leader position. So what is that all about? Well, obviously communication. A lot of you communicate very well with your classes via email. You might even have a Facebook group or text groups or other ways that you're communicating. Today, there's so many different options, it's impossible to list. And frankly, it's almost impossible to keep up with all the information that comes our way every day. I know it's a challenge for me. So I know you do it. I know communication is taking place, and that's really is a great thing. So what we're looking at here is the connection, just a relational connection beyond just one directional communication. Might even require a phone call or a text message directly to somebody. But why is this important? Let me say this before I even get into why. First of all, if your class is running 10, 12 folks and your role is kind of around that size, care groups aren't as essential for you yet. But as your class gets larger, they become even more essential. And for some of you, I know you see the great benefits of having those positions filled. So here's the point. Why do we do it? The reality of why we need these type of smaller groups for care purposes is a couple fold. One, as a director, you know your plate's full. You can't keep up with everybody. Can't expect you to keep up with everybody and maintain the other things that you're doing administratively. So it's important that you share the load. Secondly, why? Hurting people hide. I want you to really understand this. Every time that I have dealt with a couple who are separated, going through divorce, having hard times, their feeling is, whatever the issue is, they're the only ones. They're the only person who's ever gone through a struggle the way they're going through it right now. And therefore they hide because they don't want to be judged or whatever their reasons is. They stop coming to Sunday school. What's hard to tell sometimes is that our culture, where you have a family who's involved in sports, maybe they play baseball in the spring, soccer in the fall, and they're traveling and they're doing other things, and they go to the beach and they're on vacation, and this happens and that happens. Maybe their consistency under normal circumstances that they attend Sunday school twice a month. And so they miss a week and they're here, and then they miss a couple weeks and they're here. And that's a pretty normal pattern where pretty soon the one that they normally make, they start missing, we don't notice. And I can't tell you the number of conversations I've had with people who are upset or feel hurt because their class didn't notice that they were missing. Now, I say that at the same time, most of you keep up great with people, so don't take that as a negative in a specific case, but I do hear that from time to time. But hurting people will hide. So when people are hurting, they're going to disappear more than normal, so we got to pay attention. How do we do it? Well, I wanted you to set it up very simply. First of all, no group should have more than 5 individuals, 5 addresses. Could be couples, could be singles. So whatever the dynamic of your class is, no more than 5 people assigned to a group leader because it's manageable. Should be mixed in that group with their participation level. You should have somebody in that group who attends very faithfully. They're here 3-4 Sundays a month. You should have some people that are kind of in between. Maybe their attendance is consistent, but it's consistently inconsistent is how I like to call it. Maybe they average a couple times a month. And then some people who show up, but it's sporadic. Maybe they show up every 4 to 6, 8 weeks, but you know them. They do show up, but they're just very inconsistent in their behavior of attendance. And then maybe somebody who is on your roll that you maybe have never even met, and you've had your role for years. So you should mix those up and balance those out for every group leader so they always have contacts with people that are relevant on a weekly basis. 2, I don't ask you to have them contact every person every week. I think that can become a daunting task and overkill. I could say, well, it's just 1 phone call a day. Well, I'm not going to say that. I do want them to pay attention to absences. I want them to connect with them just randomly on a monthly basis for communication and care. Hey, how are you? How's your week going? How's things going at home? Did you know we're having this thing as a Sunday school class and we want you to be a part of that? Those type of ideas. When we want you to contact them, regular and consistent. It's great verbiage to not commit. Regular and consistent. I just kind of gave that away. Well, maybe it's monthly, maybe it's every 2-3 weeks, whatever feels right with that particular individual you're staying in contact with, but it should be regular and it should be consistent over the course of the year. So your leaders can work within that with who they're working with to determine what that means within their group. So that's a very quick 5-minute rundown on the communication and care group leader position. Looking forward to seeing you Sunday. Excited about High Attendance Day coming up here in a couple of weeks. You're going to get some content in your email box about that this week, in fact, along with this video. So looking forward to it. Please share this video with your group leaders, and just keep doing the work. I appreciate you guys and how hard you work at serving people. Talk to you soon.